Sometimes they have them actually in economic development organizations.
Yeah, could be.
Okay, I'm gonna call this meeting to order
At 5:10.
at 5:10. And before I start, I'm going to pass the gavel, so to speak, to the vice president, because I've had recent eye surgery and things are a little bit blurry. It would be better if Lori Ann Kopczynski, our vice president, presided. So Lori? you're in charge.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we have a motion to consider the proposed agenda. Somebody want to make a motion?
Yes, I move.
I second.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. First thing on the agenda is the consideration of the minutes from the January 6th meeting. Can I have a motion to approve
moved.
those? Second?
Second?
Any discussion on those? Any changes? No?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Correspondence, still none?
Correct.
Okay, and treasurer's report. We don't have our treasurer here. Did you want me to just
Oh,
read
yeah,
it?
sure.
The assistant treasurer can read the
Oh,
report.
yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
It's gonna be that way.
You're on, Jim.
Well-
Now, why would we have you do that?
I don't know, this is right. In any event, the cash in the checking account at the end of January 31st was $31,731.05. This reflects a $20,000 transfer from the money market to the checking account on January 29th. Our investments at present, January 31, $95,723.37 in a municipal money market account, bearing interest with an annual rate of 1.75%, and $30,000, which is a 180-day municipal certificate of deposit bearing interest at an annual rate of 2%. Revenues. Revenues on an accruals basis for the month of January 2020 include interest earnings of $1, $9,850 in annual compliance fees, and a credit of $250 for a pilot splitting fee that was not utilized by the project. Our expenses for the month of January totaled $19,098.55, and LDC activity in the month of January was simply an account balance of $253.10. Finally, all first half pilot payments have been received, and the distributions to the taxing jurisdictions have been prepared. That's the report for this month.
I'll need a motion to accept the report and authorize payment of bills.
So moved.
Second?
Okay. Any discussion? All
Not
those in
here.
favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I just have one comment under the treasurer's report. I think it's appropriate. We had an issue with fees being addressed with our accountant peoples. I sent it to the finance committee. That's been resolved and will remain at Peoples.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah,
In other words, no charges.
correct.
Good job. Okay, committee reports. We have nothing from the audit committee. The governance committee has a report. I'll give that right now. So the governance committee met on December 18th and discussed the receipt of a tax bill by John Wesley Village and how that overrides the agency's pilot agreement. A vote was approved unanimously by the committee to recommend to the full board that, as is stated in the pilot agreement itself, no additional payment would be required on top of the issued tax bill. The executive director and the board will continue to monitor the status of the project, including upcoming compliance reporting. Agency counsel at that meeting explained that because of the documents were incorrect, a coding error was made as it relates to the Calverton Addiction Treatment Project and the Manaville Fire Department. A resolution is on the agenda tonight that will serve to address that error. And finally, the committee suggested a recommendation for the full board to consider a resolution calling for a hearing, evidentiary hearing related to the CAT application as it relates to policy compliance, penalties, and interest. And that resolution was subsequently approved by the board at its January 6th meeting. That hearing is no longer necessary as that issue will be addressed later in this meeting. And that's the report from the governance committee.
I'll take that if you're not gonna use it.
Great. No finance committee report. No old business on the agenda, is that still?
That's correct.
Correct, okay. New business. First is consideration of engagement letters for our council, our chief fiscal officer, and our bond counsel. That's resolution 1220.
The board should have all received the engagement
Mhm.
contracts and, okay.
Yeah?
I didn't receive any feedback from the board.
Okay, so 1220, can I have a motion to
So
consider?
moved.
Second?
Second?
Okay, are there any discussion,
No.
points of clarification? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next is the designation of our official paper, resolution 1320.
Normally, this is done in an annual meeting, but we had done a resolution a number of years ago that didn't have a date. It wasn't set annually, so we just kept doing it, but I thought we should freshen it and make it,
So you're talking about
Just-
newspaper?
yeah,
Reaffirm.
for our public notices,
Oh, isn't it be the same?
yes.
Yes.
Great.
We just
Oh,
have
so
to,
this is designating the
codify it
News Review as the official
again.
newspaper
Okay.
of the Riverhead IDA. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that passes. Next is consideration of authorizing First Amendment to closing documents related to the Calverton Center. This is resolution 1420.
And this document?
correct.
Yes.
Yes, so this is a First Amendment to the pilot agreement
Yes?
for that project. Can I get a motion?
Motion?
So moved.
Move.
Second?
Second?
Okay. Any discussion? Any further?
We all understand, everyone understands what that was relative to.
Mhm.
Yes.
And this is the, okay, this is what I referenced in the
In the governance committee report, correct.
Yes, okay,
Where there was an error in coding as a result of the documents, so we just need to amend the documents.
right.
Resubmit a 412A.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, approved. And finally, consideration of final determination of total project costs for the Calverton project, which is resolution 1520, determining an increase of total project cost. Can I get a motion?
Yes, so moved.
Second?
Okay. Any discussion, any further
Nope.
concerns? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is approved. And that's it on the resolutions. Do you have a,
Just a
executive
brief,
director's
brief,
report?
report. Island Water Park has been a project for years.
Years.
And, it's morphed a tad, but they're coming to a point where, they need their financing, they're getting approvals, and they want to finally come before us, so we'll be processing that application. Hopefully they'll come before its next meeting.
Good.
It's exciting, actually, the proposal, and,
They already own the property?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they've been,
So they have some that's
they've been
not been
plugging
built
along
on?
for years. They do have some stuff, erected already, but it
Mhm.
was sort of under a different idea thought, and they
Mhm.
have a new plan, or a bigger plan, an expanded plan, and, it's more of a regional tourism, attraction. I have reached out to the new supervisor and the newly elected councilman to meet with them. We're working on setting up a date.
Okay.
We received our bond allocation for 2020 in the amount of $586,933. And the only other thing is I've been working for probably gonna be 5 days on upgrading our computers because it was Windows 7, and I
Mhm.
had to go to
10, right?
10 or 13, I don't know. It's painful. It's been painful.
Is it good?
But, yeah, everything's working, but we're also redoing our backup systems, so, and we're gonna do a fire drill, with that. But, so I'm still working on a little
Mhm.
bit, and learning the new program is a little, slows me down a little bit, but it's good. And we didn't have to get new computers, which was really big. We thought
Mhm.
we'd have to put some more power into them, but it's working okay.
Okay, good.
And that's it. We're in the middle of our reporting and our audit. We'll be calling meetings. We'll be calling a governance committee meeting within the next week. And and I think meeting with the school district to do some,
Right.
some,
Yeah, let me
Explaining.
ask you a question on that.
mhm,
You may or may not have gotten my email.
I did,
Okay.
I just got it, yeah,
It'll be Lori and Jim.
yes.
Great.
Lori and Tony.
Was he back?
No, no,
He'll
oh,
be back
oh,
on
no,
the
he'll be
10th.
back on the 10th,
Sorry, Jim.
Yeah, we
Well,
had,
they'll tell us.
yeah,
Right.
we had set that school liaison committee.
right, there's a school district liaison
Yeah,
committee.
that's
in
the
there.
best way to do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
It'll
good.
come in handy every now and then for both sides and make us all feel like we understand what's going on.
And we have also been assigned a liaison. who
oh,
con-
from the school board?
No, from the
Town?
town,
Okay.
who contacted me today, he could not be here today, but Tim Hubbard's gonna be a liaison.
Okay, great.
And, so I told him
Great.
I'd put him on the email train and notify him of meetings, et cetera.
Okay, great. Now, is the school board meeting not going to happen while Tony's away?
Right, I asked for new dates.
New dates, okay.
Makes sense.
Anything else that anybody has?
No?
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, who motioned?